Once you've completed your field, you're down to the end, it's best practice to leave the machine unfolded until you reach the driveway. That way you reduce your compaction on the field. Once you reach the driveway, I'm going to walk you through the transition steps to change your field and to fold the planter up and get ready to go to the next field. All right, first off, when you get to the edge of the field, you're ready to fold up and move to the next field. You'll want to take your hydraulic or SCV number 3 and detent it all the way down into the float position, which is down and back, kind of like you're pulling your finger back in. You can notice it's now in the float position. Take number 4 hydraulic or SCV and roll it forward, push it forward, and slide it back. Now they're both in float. They will stay in place. If you press on them and they return back to the neutral detent, you have not fully pressed the button down to engage floats, and they need to be tucked down nice and low and back in, and now they're in float. Now you're ready to go down the road without having the vacuum fans on. The next step is to fold up and transport to the next field. This is kind of a critical spot in here. You just want to make sure that your tractor is rolling forward. You just want to make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on your wing walking tandems, that they're kind of staying in a gentle curve pattern, and the tractor is indeed rolling forward. Here's where you stop when one wing is almost in contact with the triangular portion of the wing hanger. Now you'll transition to the tongue lift, and you'll raise the tongue lift up until it's just shy of making contact with the triangle. About right there is about perfect, maybe just a touch more. And now you'll continue to fold. When we fold, notice how the square portion of the wing hanger makes contact with the frame and holds one wing from passing over center, so that both wings come together and stay in alignment with the main frame tubing. Now once they're fully together, both wings are nestled in each other on the hangers. Now we will take the tongue lift and we'll raise it all the way up to the fully raised position. Once it's in the fully raised position, you'll go to trans lift and raise the trans lift to the fully raised position. At this point, you'd go out and you'd install your cylinder locks on the main frame cylinders and your U safety around the tongue to hold the wings from separating in transport. You'll notice now the tractor is not rolling forward. The back of the planter is going backwards. Watch your walking tandems on the wing. See how they're digging into the ground and they're putting a lot of pressure on the frame. You want to avoid this at all costs by making sure your tractor is in the neutral position, and then the tractor will start to roll forward. This will take all the pressure off of your walking tandems on the wings. This is what your wing wheels should look like as they're rolling in together. They should not be pushing any dirt. They should be rolling smoothly while your tractor is rolling forward. With the tractor shut off, the key removed, the debris out of the way, there's a little hitch pin clip on the back side. Pull the pin out, take the safety, slide it over top of the cylinder on the rear main frame carrier cylinders. Install the hitch pin clip in the pin and do the same for the other side. This is the stowed position for your center safety to hold the wings together. Pull your hitch pin clips out, your pins, and the U-shaped flat steel. Once removing the center frame service lock from the rear, stow position, slide it up into place around the frame. Install the hitch pin clip. After installing transport wheel locks and the center frame service lock, return back to the cab, restart the tractor, and now you're ready to tuck in your wing walking tandems. You'll notice how low, especially the wing there on the left is, that wheel is really close to the ground. So we want to tuck that wheel up a little so we give ourselves a little more ground clearance. Now with SCV number 1, hydraulic number 1, we're going to be pushing forward with the black box on plant, and we're going to tuck them wheels in. You just tuck them in until they stop. The pressure comes on the back on those safety cylinder locks, and that's as far as it'll pull up, but at least gives you a couple more inches of clearance. You'll notice here it's about 3-4 extra inches of clearance. So just make sure they're all the way pulled up as if you were lowering the planter into the ground, because you're lowering it until it makes contact with the rear cylinder safeties. After completing the fold process, final step is to turn on your flasher right on your command arm here. So the triangle turns your flashers on, and the beacon symbol turns on your red beacon or your orange beacon on the top of the cab. Now you're ready to transport to the next family farm or to the next field. Your blinkers for turning left and right are on the steering column. You obviously blink to the right and indicate a left-hand turn. And your lights are located on the other side of the steering wheel here. Right here you can adjust your lights to turn them on for night travel or down the road.